It's one of the hardest truths for a man to face. The woman you love may no longer love you back. And the worst part? She won't say it outright. Instead, she'll show it in subtle shifts. Less talking, less intimacy, more distance. Ignore it, and you'll end up powerless in your own relationship, confused about what went wrong. But recognize the signs early, and you'll finally have the power to decide, fight for it, or walk away with your dignity. Today, I'm going to expose 10 clear signs that she's fallen out of love with you. If you've ever felt that unsettling emptiness between you, this video is the wake-up call you need. This is your turning point. If you want to stop being blindsided in relationships and start regaining your power, it begins right here. So subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me, what's harder for you? Letting go when the signs are clear, or holding on hoping things will change? Your answer is your first step toward taking back control. And what comes next is the very first sign you need to recognize. Number 1, she stops fighting with you. At first, arguments in a relationship can feel exhausting. Nobody likes the shouting, the complaints, the endless back and forth. But let me tell you something men rarely realize. When she stops fighting, it's not peace, it's surrender. A woman who once cared enough to challenge you, to push back, to correct you, has now gone silent. She no longer argues about where you go, how late you stay out, or the little habits that used to irritate her. And you think that's a relief. It's not. It's a red flag waving in your face. Why? Because silence means she's emotionally checked out. Fighting, as uncomfortable as it is, means there's still energy, there's still investment. When she argues, she's still trying to shape the relationship. But when she shrugs her shoulders and says, "Do whatever you want," she's not showing maturity. She's showing detachment. She's telling you without words, "I don't care anymore." Here's the danger. Most men ignore this stage until it's too late. They convince themselves she's finally chilled out, when in reality she's halfway out the door. If you want any chance of saving it, you need to act fast. Open dialogue, not denial. Lean into honest conversations, not small talk. Show that you still value the connection before the silence hardens into distance. Don't ever mistake silence for peace. It might be the death bell of your relationship. Number 2, she barely talks to you anymore. Think back to when things were good. She used to tell you everything. What happened at work, the drama with her friends, the little frustrations that filled her day. You didn't even have to ask. She would just pour it all out, because in her mind, you were her safe space. But now, the conversations feel empty. You ask how her day was, and all you get is a flat, "Fine." You try to dig deeper, and she shrugs it off or changes the subject. That's not just small talk. It's emotional distance. Here's the truth most men don't want to face. When she stops talking to you, she hasn't stopped talking. She's just chosen someone else. It might be a friend, a coworker, or even a stranger on social media. The point is, she no longer trusts you with her inner world. That's a serious warning sign. Because the moment she feels safer opening up to another person, you're no longer her partner. You're just a roommate, or worse, a bystander in her life. So what do? Don't push, don't interrogate. That only drives her further away. Instead, create space for her to feel heard again. Put your phone down. Listen without trying to fix everything. Show her that you're present, not just physically, but emotionally. Communication isn't about the words exchanged. It's about the trust underneath. When she stops talking to you, chances are she's already talking to someone else. Number 3, she constantly criticizes you. There's a big difference between feedback and criticism. When she loved you, even her complaints had a purpose. She wanted you to grow, to be better, to meet her halfway. But now, every word feels like an attack. It's no longer about improving the relationship. It's about tearing you down. From the way you dress, to how you drive, to the way you speak at a party, nothing seems good enough. And the worst part? She doesn't even keep it private anymore. She calls you out in front of friends, family, or colleagues, stripping away respect one jab at a time. Men often underestimate how damaging this shift is. A relationship can survive disagreements, but it cannot survive the death of respect. Constant criticism signals something deeper. She's not trying to build with you. She's trying to justify leaving you. By painting you as the problem, she makes it easier for herself to walk away without guilt. It's not just about words. It's about rewriting the story of your relationship with you cast as the villain. Here's your move. Stop tolerating disrespect. Don't respond with anger. Don't get defensive. Instead, set a boundary. Tell her directly. Criticism that attacks character instead of addressing issues is unacceptable. If she's willing to have a real conversation, you've got a chance to turn things around. But if she dismisses you, ignores your limits, or doubles down in public, then you already have your answer. A woman who has fallen out of love doesn't just abandon you, she lowers you, so leaving feels justified. Number 4, she avoids you. In the beginning, you couldn't get rid of her if you tried. She wanted to be around you all the time, dinners, weekends, late nights just sitting on the couch together. Now suddenly, she's busy. Work piles up. She's too tired. She needs me time. One excuse after another, until seeing her feels like scheduling an appointment with someone who no longer wants to be booked. And here's the thing. People always make time for what they value. If she wanted to be with you, she would find a way. Her absence isn't about her schedule. It's about her priorities. This avoidance is more than just busyness. It's emotional withdrawal disguised as productivity. When she chooses the gym, her friends, or even mindless scrolling over spending time with you, she's sending a message. Being near you no longer excites her. And the dangerous part? Avoidance creates space. Space for her to replace you with something or someone that feels better. Here's what not to do. Don't beg for her time. Chasing only pushes her further away and confirms in her mind that she has the upper hand. Instead, step back and pay attention. Notice the patterns. Are you the last option on her list? If so, accept that reality. Reclaim your own time and invest it in yourself. A man who values his presence doesn't fight to prove it. He makes it undeniable. If you have to beg to be seen, you've already lost more than just her attention. You've lost your position in her world. Number 5, she badmouths you to others. When a woman respects you, even in conflict, she protects your name. She may complain to you behind closed doors, but she won't drag you through the mud in front of others. The moment she starts mocking you, exposing your flaws, or sharing private arguments with her friends or family, something has shifted. She's no longer guarding your image, she's dismantling it. And don't be fooled. This isn't accidental. It's strategic. By badmouthing you, she's rewriting the story of your relationship. To her audience, you become the careless partner, the inconsiderate man, the reason everything went wrong. Why? Because when she finally leaves, she wants sympathy, not blame. She's laying the groundwork, so no one questions her decision. You're left looking like the problem while she walks away guilt-free. That's not just disrespect. It's betrayal in plain sight. Here's where most men go wrong. They try to defend themselves to her friends, argue with her family, or beg her to stop. That only proves her point. The better move is to recognize this behavior for what it is, a signal that the respect in your relationship has collapsed. Once respect dies, love rarely survives. You can confront her calmly, make it clear that tearing you down in public is unacceptable. But if she continues, you have to ask yourself one question. Is this a woman worth fighting for? or one you should let go. When she paints you black in front of others, it's not a slip of the tongue. It's her sending you a message loud and clear. Number 6. She becomes more independent. When she was in love, she leaned on you. Not because she was weak, but because she trusted you to carry some of her weight. She asked for your advice, your help, your opinion. Even in the smallest things, you were part of her process. Now, suddenly, she does everything on her own. She doesn't ask what you think. She doesn't involve you in her struggles. Decisions that once included you are now made behind closed doors. And on the surface, it looks like strength. But beneath it, it's exclusion. Independence in itself is not the problem. A healthy woman should be self-sufficient. The real issue is when she deliberately cuts you out of her circle of reliance. That's a shift in trust. She's no longer looking at you as her partner in life, but as someone she can live without. And once she proves that to herself enough times, your role in her world becomes optional. That's not independence. It's detachment in disguise. What should you do? Don't fall into the trap of trying to win her back with constant service. You cannot buy back respect with chores. Instead, look inward. Are you still bringing value as a man she can rely on emotionally, mentally, and practically? If she has closed the door on you, forcing it open will only make her resent you more. The better path is to strengthen yourself, so she either remembers your worth or you're strong enough to walk away. A woman only cuts a man out of her life when, in her heart, she has already buried him. Number 7. She stops including you in her plans. There was a time when you were her default +1. Weddings, birthdays, nights out with friends. You were always there, side by side. Even simple weekends were shared adventures. But now, she has a full calendar and you're not on it. You find out about her outings after the fact, or worse, through social media posts where she looks like she's living her best life. Without you. That's not just forgetting. That's deliberate exclusion. Here's what's really happening. When she stops inviting you into her world, she's signaling that her world no longer revolves around you. Plans are about priorities, and priorities reveal where the heart belongs. If she consistently makes room for everyone else, but not for you, she's telling you exactly where you stand, at the bottom. And once you're no longer part of her experiences, the bond that held you together begins to weaken. Relationships are built on shared moments, and without them, you're left as an outsider peeking through the glass. So what do you do when she stops including you? Don't chase her invitations. Don't beg to be part of her schedule. That only confirms your lower position. Instead, take the step she won't. Ask the hard question. Are we still building a life together, or am I just tagging along? Her response, or her hesitation, will give you the clarity you need. If she's living an entire life where you're absent, then you're not her partner anymore. You're just a temporary memory. Number 8. She flirts with other people. When a woman is truly in love, she doesn't have time or energy to seek attention elsewhere. Her focus is on you, and she makes it clear that you're the center of her attraction. But once the spark fades, something changes. She starts laughing a little too loudly at another man's jokes, holding eye contact just a second too long, or posting pictures designed to catch someone else's attention. You notice it. You feel it in your gut, and it burns. That's not harmless fun. It's disrespect in motion. Flirting isn't about the act itself. It's about the message behind it. She's signaling that your validation no longer satisfies her. She's chasing the thrill of being noticed by someone new. And here's the brutal truth. If she's bold enough to do it in your presence, she's already lost respect for you. It's not just about attraction. It's about testing how much you'll tolerate before you finally push back. Every time you ignore it, you teach her that your boundaries are negotiable. So how should you respond? Not with jealousy, not with begging, and definitely not with angry outbursts. You set a line. Calmly and clearly, let her know what behavior crosses the boundary of respect. And then stand by it. If she continues, you face a decision. Either accept humiliation or walk away with your dignity intact. Because no relationship is worth sacrificing your self-respect. Once she turns disloyalty into a game, you've already lost if you choose to keep playing. Number 9. Intimacy disappears. In every strong relationship, closeness is more than just physical. It's the glue that keeps two people bonded. When she was in love, a simple kiss could turn into a moment of passion, a hug felt like home, and even casual touches carried warmth. But now, those gestures are gone. The deep kisses fade into quick pecks. The cuddles vanish. She pulls away when you reach for her, or invents excuses to avoid being close. Intimacy hasn't just declined, it's been shut down. Here's the truth. Physical distance mirrors emotional distance. A woman doesn't just stop kissing you for no reason. She stops because the emotional connection has withered. And when the bond dies inside, her body follows. Men often ignore this, telling themselves she's tired, stressed, or distracted. But deep down, you know better. Intimacy is one of the first things to evaporate when love has left the room. So how do you handle it? Not by demanding closeness or pressuring her into affection. That only creates resentment. Instead, face the reality. If the warmth is gone, it means the relationship is on life support. Ask the hard questions. Is she willing to rebuild the connection? Or has she already decided she's done? Be brave enough to get the answer, even if it hurts. Because the measure of love isn't in the promises she makes. It's in the touch she no longer gives. And when that disappears, you're not just losing intimacy. You're losing the relationship itself. Number 10. Your gut feeling knows. Sometimes you don't need evidence. You don't need to catch her in a lie or analyze her every move. You just feel it. That uneasy weight in your chest. The way your stomach tightens when she walks past you without looking. The silence at dinner that feels heavier than words. Men are taught to dismiss intuition as irrational, but let me tell you, your gut is often the first alarm system to go off when something is wrong. Psychology backs it up. Intuition isn't magic. It's your brain processing patterns you can't consciously explain. When her tone changes, when her energy shifts, when her presence feels colder, your instincts pick it up long before your mind catches on. Ignoring that signal doesn't make it disappear. It just delays the truth you'll eventually have to face. So what should you do? Don't spiral into paranoia, but don't gaslight yourself either. Acknowledge the feeling. Look for the signs that confirm or deny it. And then be decisive. If the evidence shows she's pulling away, confront it directly. Have the conversation or make the break. Because dragging out the uncertainty only erodes your strength and dignity. Your gut is not your enemy. It's your ally. It whispers what your pride doesn't want to admit. And if your heart is already ringing the alarm, the truth isn't waiting to be discovered. It's waiting for you to accept it. You've just heard the 10 undeniable signs that she's fallen out of love with you. Maybe one or two of them sounded familiar, or maybe it felt like I was reading straight from your own life. The fights that vanish into silence, the conversations that dry up, the criticism that cuts deeper each day, the excuses, the absence, the bad-mouthing, her independence that leaves you excluded, the plans she makes without you, the flirting that stings like betrayal, the intimacy that fades into nothing, and finally, the voice inside you that whispers what you already know. Here's the harsh truth. If you see more than 3 of these signs at once, stop lying to yourself. Don't cling to the fantasy that things will magically get better. They won't, not without action. You have 2 choices. 1, You face it head on. Have the hard conversation. Ask her directly if she still wants to build something together. If she does, then both of you must commit to rebuilding trust and closeness. Or two, you walk away with your dignity intact. You choose respect over desperation. You accept that sometimes the bravest act of love is letting go. A man who refuses to see the truth loses more than the woman. He loses himself. But a man who faces the truth, even when it hurts, gains something far greater: clarity, strength, and the ability to rebuild his life on his own terms. Remember this: a mature man doesn't fear losing someone who doesn't love him. He fears losing his own self-respect by holding on too long. If these words hit home, don't stay silent. Share your experience in the comments. I want to hear your story. And if you want more raw, unfiltered insights that will help you take back control in your relationships, hit that subscribe button. Like this video, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. And stay tuned. Because the worst thing you can do is ignore the signs. The best thing you can do is wake up and take your power back.